hello, thank you, and it's been a time since last video. Sorry for that, I've just been busy and just hadn't had any energy to do anything, or there's been so much other information on internet and people making videos and stuff, so it's kind of, yeah, just taking it easy. And my cat is here. He's my, my little baby. He's watching me. And it's hard times, of course, because of the COVID-19 and the pandemic. And but it seems we have found a vaccine which is going out, and there of course are many theories what this vaccine contains and how it will affect people, and I guess everybody wants to have this disease away so we can start to live normal lives again, but the problem is that we cannot continue living how we have been living because the earth doesn't take more destruction of its biotopes, and the climate is already changing, so we will have other weather patterns, and we have already begun to experience those here in Norway. In the northern parts it has become much milder, and there he jumped up to the window, and we have much more rain, and I guess on the other side of the earth it's much milder, and it's hampering the forests, and there is drought. So we can still change this. We have technology to change how we do things on earth. Unfortunately, because of money and greed, these have been held back and obstructed and withheld from the public. But they are starting to come out now. It's starting to kind of dissolve everything, because in this COVID-19 situation we are all in the same boat. So it doesn't care about if you have $3 billion on your account or if you have $3. You are a human being, so everybody's the same. We're in the same boat. And people are also waking up now. They're understanding that the system ain't benefiting them, and some people are losing their jobs and their livelihood, and also losing members of their family because they love, and they understand that maybe things has to be done differently to and so people can live better lives and have more security around them. And yes, people want to live in a better world, I guess. More justice and more equality. So I think the time will come where you can call yourself rich in money will come to an end, and it will become more equal, distributed. I don't have much. I have below average in Norway, so people will see me as a poor guy, but I have enough so I can buy what I need, but I don't have enough to buy my own apartment. That's why I live home now, but I have kind of fixed this myself, mostly with some help of course. Use some of my own money here to fix this apartment. So it's been a cooperation, of course, but all the initiatives and some of the money And the design, every design here is my design. I've kind of gotten it how I want it. It's small, but it's enough. You know, I have what I need. I can also take care of myself, even have a pretty harsh condition. I have multiple sclerosis, have it for 7 years, so it's not easy for me to move around and do stuff. I don't think people really know about this, and it doesn't feel like people care about it either, just to have that said. I can understand why, because people are busy with their own lives now. They try to make ends meet, so we're kind of all in the same boat. We're kind of sailing our own sails, but in the end we have to cooperate. But I get help. I'm living in a country which helps you, which have a amazing welfare system, and we are lucky which live in this country, you know. We are very lucky. But we have built it up from scratch. It is our forefathers which have built this country with their bare hands, you know, bare fucking hands. We have Viking blood in us. We don't give up. We don't sit down and let us fade away, no. If we are sick, we crawl to our ships and we sail anyway. That's how the spirit is here in Norway. You can call it Viking spirit. Maybe there was a reason why the Vikings were so fierce and known around the world. We are the offspring of these warriors, so we will fight to the end, to the last fucking blood is out of our bodies. That's just how we are. Norwegian. So if you have Norwegian blood in yourself, call yourself lucky because you have good genes. But enough about that. I'm not going to sit here and tell the whole Viking history and about genetics. I'll leave that to experts. And yes, so life is changing. I can feel, you know, everything becomes a little bit more expensive, especially food. And people are kind of, you know, they're not intermingling now in these times. Because of the COVID, people are, you know, taking precautions. I can understand that. But we can't stop being human. We have to still be social and talk with people. And we can't let a virus, you know, take away from us what we really are. Loving, caring human beings which want to see the world change into a better place. Maybe not all want that, but that's their problem. Most of us want to have a better place. We want peace on earth. We want love to come into our lives. We want that quality of the heart, you know. So many people are struggling. Many people are alone. And, you know, it's a sickness now in the world to be left alone and to be judged. Judgment, it's something we humans have to get rid of because it's just fueling the lower frequencies of the universe which we are living in. We have chosen to come here to experience what we are experiencing. We've chosen to come here to help, many of us. At least the star seeds. Many are here just to do other things. Not all, but all have their agenda or the reasons to be here. And there is often the expansion reason for your soul, to learn something, to educate yourself, to see something from a new perspective. So, but it's easy for me to say this, but many people don't understand everything and why it's happening, and why their lives maybe are now collapsing, their economy is collapsing, they are losing their work, they may be losing some they love. It's all about unifying the world, I think, to see that no one is better than the other. And no human is more worth than the other human. Some think that, but it's not the truth. We are all equal, and we are all worth the same. And it is not right to treat anybody different than the other person because you think that you are more worth, or have made a structure in your brain where you tell yourself that, and you have the social input around you to support those thoughts. But that's just illusions, because we are all of the same light, all of the same meat and blood, and all have the same potential to be godlike and to be equal. And we are all just humans. And the best thing we can do is to love ourselves first and then start to love others. And it doesn't matter how you do it, you just do it. I started my own YouTube account to do this, to help people, to inspire them, most to inspire people to wake up and do this themselves. If I can help someone carry on in their lives and do things differently, more positively, see things differently, and be a better man or woman, then I have done my job. And of course also, if I can help someone to live a better life and to be better human beings, it's important. That's why I do this. And it's also important for me to do it, because I feel that's why I am here. I thought I was going to be a vocalist, but I don't think that was maybe what I was going to do. Maybe it is, maybe it is. They say that if you have some resistance to doing something, that's usually what you're going to include in something what you do. But I really have had a little bit of fear, stage fear as that. So I just have laid it aside. It kind of had some trouble when I was singing, that I got migraines and got headaches. So it was not fun, coming home from session practice and you have to lay down and puke all over the floor, after, because you have strained your lungs so much that your brain hasn't gotten any air, so you get sick. But I don't know how it is now, but I can, if I sing and use too much air in my lungs too much, I get heavy breathing, and it's kind of something I have to work on. It's still fun to sing, but it's not, don't feel it's important as it was before when I was younger. Now it's much more important to try to be a better man, try to be a better human, try to help others, and also try to inspire others to wake up and to be more than they are. To inspire people to be creative, to maybe draw, to maybe go out in nature, do art, do sports, train, do something which they love, which is positive. That's what's most important. And also make people not judge others, because maybe they see others as less, or that they have done things in their life which they don't like. We are all under the same human conditioning. We can all do mistakes and do things which, maybe others see as lesser or inadequate, or maybe wrong. What I have found out, if a human doesn't like what you do, it doesn't matter if you're telling the truth or lying, then it will cause trouble for you. They will start making rumors and talking shit about you, so you have trouble in your life, socializing and getting acceptance. So that's where Jesus comes in with talking about forgiveness, to forgive someone, give them a new chance, give them an opportunity to show that maybe they have learned and can do things differently. If not, maybe people need professional help, someone to talk to, so they can carry on with their life. That's up to themselves, So, unfortunately, it seems that some people like to do stuff which are not kind of positive in others' eyes. And that's, of course, something we humans have to look at and work with. And it has to come to a point where there is openness and, someone which is maybe scared about talking about they have been a bank robber or maybe beat up people and being a bad man, woman, doing stuff which is not seen as nice, that they can come forward and feel safe, so they can you may work on this and talk about these things without being ridiculed or attacked or judged for what they've done. That's a step into being a healer and a master, which we humans have to work on. And there are people which are there, which can benefit these people which need that kind of help. But we also need to see a change in those persons, a change, a willingness, to become better persons and to leave the night, you can say, and step into the light, which I've written about in the poems. So it's not easy to open yourself and talk about maybe your dark secrets or your shadows but these are wisdom. If you can open yourself and talk about it, you can help others getting out of the same situation, and that I think is very much needed on the planet now, that people don't judge you for maybe your dark shadowy side, and don't judge you for maybe you have fetishes, maybe you have addictions, maybe you have a tendency to drink too much or become aggressive, maybe you feel that you need someone to talk to about your violent side. Then people need not to judge you, you need to talk to people which can understand you and maybe have gone through the same and can help you get it balanced, and you give yourself an opportunity to get help and go on, and open yourself, But you can't open yourself to any people, because someone will use that information to fuck you up and to destroy your reputation or to attack you. And so you have to be careful about how you approach this. So I have at least felt that there is a lot of judgment around. People are protecting their own family, their own interests now, but we also need to have an opportunity to go on and open up and forgive each other. That's where we are going, I think, the human race. There is much more openness, there's much more willingness to talk about certain human conditioning and problems, and by then we can work with it and go on. You have to look at it before you can work with it, and don't deny it. It's not easy, it can be hard. Sometimes the smallest things can be tough to open up about, to talk about, but usually there are some people you can trust and talk about. But it is hard to find. It is, but I think the human race is working on that, and that's the same when you come to the UFO problem, the UFO situation, and how that has been treated and dealt with by the military and external forces and some of the extraterrestrials which have worked with the governments and projects. You know, it needs to be kind of lifted and come out slow and easy, you could say. And it has begun. It has begun because in the end, you know, the spaceships are there. We can see them. You are not blind, and the people are filming them and asking questions. So this will come out eventually, and the sooner it is released, sooner there is openness, and you know, and there is more and more openness. But the governments and the agencies needs to be involved and talk about this. They can't be afraid to step out in the light, and I think people will forgive them in the end, because there's an understanding that this hasn't been easy, you know. At least I can understand that, you know, with all the stuff which has been happening, and yes. So, but it is slowly and steady becoming better. So, sorry, I need to see to my cat. I don't know what it's doing. Maybe it's eating something.